Hello P1 and welcome back to part 2 of your video lessons for Unit 14. During this lesson, we will focus on pages 122 and 123. So let's have a look. Let's start off with pronouns. Can you remember the pronouns that we have learned before? Let's have a look. He, she, it, I, we, you, and they. These are important for our lesson as we will be learning about possessive adjectives and how we use these pronouns when we talk about possessive adjectives. But let's stop for 1 minute and let's do a quick review. Can you remember possessive? Possessive? Let's look at this example. We can see a boy. What is this boy's name? His name is Danny. What can we see? We can see an ice cream. Ice cream. But whose ice cream is this? It's Danny's, yes. Danny's ice cream. Danny's ice cream.
Possessives, adjectives. My mother has many pictures. Your hat is green. His father is tall. Her cake is pretty. Its eyes are black. My, your, his, her, its. Our friends are singing. Your grandfather is a doctor. Their daughter is happy. Our, your, their.
I hope you enjoyed the video about possessive adjectives. Remember the word possessive means when something belongs to you. For example, look at these eyeglasses. Whose eyeglasses are these? It's mine. It's my eyeglasses. It's Teacher Al's eyeglasses. Remember the pronouns that we learned, students? These pronouns are important when we learn about possessive adjectives. So we are going to look at a few examples. Let's look at number 1. We have the pronoun he. He. We know that we use he for a boy. Number 2, she. We use she when we talk about a girl. It. It is when we talk about animals, objects, or things. Then we learned about I. So I want you to use your finger. Show me your finger and point to yourself and say, I. I. Very good. Next one is we. We will always be more than one person. More than one person. So use your finger and let's do this. Teacher Al and you. We are more than one person, so we. You, you, you. You can be for one person or more than one person. You. And one more. They. They. They is more than one person. More than one person. So I want you to use your finger and say, they. They. We're going to use they when we talk about more than one person. Let's go back to he. When we use possessive adjectives and we talk about something that belongs to someone, we're going to say his. His. Can you say that with me? His. His eyeglasses. His pencil. She. For a girl, we will use her. Her. Her dress. Her book. It. Remember, it is for animals, objects, and things. We are going to use its. Its apple. Its eye. Its nose. Now let's move over to the pronoun I. This is when we talk about ourselves, yes? I. Show me a finger and say I. We are going to use my. My eyeglasses. My marker. My phone. My. Next one. We. We is more than one. So we're going to say our. Our. This is our classroom, EP1/2. Next one, you. You. We're going to use your. Your. That is your pencil case, not mine. It's yours. And they. Remember, they is more than one. They, we're going to use their. Their house is big. Students, I would like you to pause the video on this slide and take a moment to remember and learn and study the pronouns and the possessive adjectives. Let's remember he, his, she, her, it, its, I, my, we, our, you, your, they, their. Please take a moment to write down and remember and study these words before we continue. Now that you have memorized the pronouns and the possessive adjectives. We will do a few examples. Let's look at the first example. So we can see a boy. So in our heads, we already know a pronoun for a boy is he. Possessive adjective for a boy is his. Let's have a look. We know for a boy, we use the pronoun he. He is a boy. But what do we use for the possessive adjective? His. His name. His pencil. Now we can see the name of that boy. What is his name? Sean. Let's make a sentence using the possessive adjective his. His name is Sean. His name is Sean. Can you read this with me? 1, 2, 3. His name is Sean. Excellent. Very good. Let's look at another example, P1. Oh, who is this? Yeah, this is Teacher Owl. Let's look at the pronoun I. I. What possessive adjective are we going to use? My. My. Let's look at the picture. I want you to look at something specific. Hair. So look at this picture. Is the man's hair long or short? It's short. Hair. My hair is short. My hair is short. Very good job, P1. Now let's look at another example. Let's look at the picture and tell me what you can see. I can see a family. How many people are in this family? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is a big family. A big family. So let's look at the pronoun. The pronoun used is they. They. They means more than one. They are a family. They are a family. But remember, we said this is a big family. Their family is big. Their family is big. Let's try and read this together. The possessive adjective, they, we use their. They, their family is big. Their family is big. Let's read this together, P1. 1, 2, 3. Their family is big. Very good. Now we are going to do more examples, but we are going to make our own sentences. And we are going to identify the possessive adjectives. So let's look at sentence number 1. Look at this picture and what can you see? Yes, we can see a girl. So let's stop there for a moment. We can see a girl. So we need to think. Pronoun for a girl, she, possessive adjective, her. So already we need to remember pronoun she, possessive adjective, her. Let's look at the sentence. Sentence number 1. This is my sister. My name is Michelle. Her name is Michelle. Michelle is the name for a girl. We need to look at the picture and remember possessive adjective, her. Her name is Michelle. Her name is Michelle. Let's have a look. This is my sister. Her name is Michelle. Let's try another example. Look at this picture. What can we see? We can see a man, a boy, a man. So let's remember a man, a boy, pronoun, he, possessive adjective, his, it's a man, it's a boy, his. Let's look at sentence number 2. This is my dad. Your name is Danny. His name is Danny. Yes, very good. Let's read together. Number 2. This is my dad. His name is Danny. One more example. What can we see? We can see a boy. Immediately remember a boy, pronoun, he, possessive adjective, his. Number 3. So now we have a question. We have a question. Is your name James? Is its name James? Remember, its we use for animals, objects, and things. But we are asking a question to someone. A question. Is your name James? Is your name James? Very good, P1. Now it's time for some bookwork. So I would like you to open your English books on page 122. Please look at question A. Let's stop here for a moment and just review pronouns and possessive adjectives. Students, this is very important to memorize the pronouns and the possessive adjectives. So we need to spend some time learning all of these because we need to remember it to enable us to answer the questions. Pronoun I, possessive adjective my. Pronoun you, possessive adjective your. Pronoun she, possessive adjective her. Pronoun he, possessive adjective, his. Pronoun we, possessive adjective, our. Pronoun they, possessive adjective, their. Page 122, question B. Circle the correct words. So we need to remember our examples of sentences we did. Let's look at number 1. Number 1 is given as an example. This is my brother. Hello, brother. Brother, we need to remember, is a boy. Boy, possessive adjective, his. This is my brother. His name is Michael. Your name is Michael. His name is Michael. And you're going to circle. Let's try question number 2. This is my aunt. Aunt is a family member, but aunt is a girl, a woman. So we need to remember possessive adjective for a girl or a woman is her. This is my aunt. His name is Caroline. Her name is Caroline. And circle. I'm going to do one more example with you, P1. Question 3. Is their name Lucy? So let's think. Lucy is the name for a girl, but how many people? Lucy is one person. So can we use their? Their means more than one. So, is your name Lucy? Let's move on to question C. Complete the sentences. Inside the block, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 possessive adjectives inside the block. We're going to use these possessive adjectives to complete the sentence. Example number 1. I'm Jess. And I'm 7 years old. Peep, brother, is 3 years old. So I'm Jess. I'm 7. My brother is 3. I'm talking about I, pronoun I, possessive adjective my. My brother is 3. Then you're going to use your pencil and write your answer. Let's do one more example. Number 2. My grandparents live in the country. Beep, home is very safe. So now we need to look carefully. My grandparents, that means more than one, live in the country. Beep, home is very safe. So we are talking about the grandparents, which is more than one. So we are going to use their. Their home is very safe. We are not talking about my house. We are talking about grandparents. Granddad and grandmom, we are talking about their house. So you're going to write their house, or their home is very safe. P1, I would like you to try and answer number 3, 4, 5, and 6 by yourself. Students, on page 123, let's look at question B. They are asking us to write the words in the correct order to make sentences. Then match them to the pictures and write the answers. So remember, we have done this before where we had to order the words to make a sentence. But let's look at the example number 1. We have words her, house, new, is, question mark. So we have learned that we can start a question with the word is. Okay. Is her house new? So now let's look at the pictures. We have A, B, and C. So we need to read the sentence to know what picture to look for. So we are looking for a house, a new house, not an old house, a new house. So let's look at picture A, B, C. That looks like a house, and it looks like a new house. So, is her house new? Let's draw a line. And now we're going to write the answer. Yes, it is. Let's try number 2. We have apartment is quiet. There is possessive adjective, more than one, and a question mark. So let's look. Is their apartment quiet? So let's find. So we are finished with C, so we have A or B. I think it's A. I think it's A. But look at picture A. Is that apartment quiet? Or is it loud, noisy? I think it's loud. So is there, can you see how many people? 1, 2, 3. There. Is their apartment quiet? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Please complete number 2 and number 3. Good luck.